Hey guys, and welcome into today's video. We're going to do a quick market update on Sofi Technologies because you guys voted that you wanted to see a new update on Sofi. So we're going to be talking through some price predictions, some analyst price predictions that we're going to go into, some of those top predictions over the next 12 months, where I see Sofi going in the short and long term, and also what is happening with the technicals on the stock right now. So let's just quickly deep dive into Yahoo Finance so we can find out a little bit more about Sofi Technologies, because currently, guys, they are an $11.66 billion market cap, and this number is only set to grow over the coming years. They have had increased revenues, they are having fantastic quarters, and this stock has been outperforming the market for quite some time. But due to the negative sentiment in the news right now with Omicron and so many other different variations of COVID that are hitting the market, and of course tax loss harvesting season, which started about a month ago, as well as the growth sector that was absolutely hammered this year since February, and they have been punished disproportionately, in the words of Cathy Wood. I have a ton of videos that I have made on my channel recently, so go and check them out if you are worried about any of these growth stocks that are down, and if you in fact are selling, or if you are in fact in fear, because I'm telling you right now, guys, that the PE ratios for small caps and growth stocks are down at historical lows. They haven't seen these lows, guys, since COVID, when we had the massive market crash, and again when we were in the '08 bubble, the tech and telecom bubble. This is around the time, guys, when the S&P 500 small caps, or 600 small caps, were in fact down at these price to earning ratios. Now we can see that we are coming down to such a low mark right now, which is showing me that there is absolutely enormous value in these small caps for the long term. This is how you get rich, guys, over the long term. It's not investing in companies when hype is up here and you are going to the moon and the stock has already run up 1000%, and then retail investors start to pile in and pile in and pile in. And then of course the short-term algorithms notice that the valuations are so sky high that they actually plummet down and they sell the stock. They short the stocks in the billions. They actually come back down to a much better valuation metrics, and then of course retail investors, they like to sell out, and of course that makes you very unhappy because they sell for those losses, only to find in a year or two from now that those losses then could have turned into some absolutely enormous gains. Because most of the companies, guys, that I'm talking about, one of them is Sofi Technologies, they are investing aggressively right now in their ads, again in their revenue, and that is going to push them to a higher side of profitability in the long term. These companies are investing aggressively so that they can have, you know, big profits coming over the next 5 to 10 years. Do you think, guys, that in 5 to 10 years Sofi Technologies is going to be bringing in the same revenue they are today? Absolutely not. No way, Jose. And if you look at the 8 analysts covering, this is a strong buy, guys, with 6 of them saying that this is a definite buy. And again, these are top Wall Street analysts. They have a high price prediction, guys, of $30. That is over double the current price that it is right now. It's less than $15 per share. And again, we have an average of around $25 and even the low end of $19, which still represent a 35% upside from the current share price, guys. So if you look at all of these valuation metrics, you come onto the technicals, you can see that on the daily chart, guys, the daily candle, if you are doing a technical analysis and you're using the relative strength index, which is the RSI indicator, this goes to show typically when prices are oversold or overbought, and that way you can start to see the price fluctuations between a stock of where it likes to be bought in and again when it likes to be sold off. And right now we are sitting down historically at the lows on the 30, which has only presented us with buying opportunities, and we have had a continual increase in long-term shareholders, in especially banks, JP Morgan, buying up hundreds and thousands of shares of Sofi Technologies over the last few weeks. This is a typical area, guys, where we do actually see some absolute major support. And like I said, explaining everything in the beginning of this video, we are now starting to see some absolutely wild value in the markets for the long term, but it is about sitting patiently and waiting for inflation data to come out, waiting for those fears to subside over the next 12 months, settle down. And what you will find, guys, is Sofi is actually a hedge against inflation, because financial companies actually do well because they actually put their prices up to match inflation, which in the long term actually helps them with profitability. So what we are going to see is a little bit of damage over the next few quarters, but once all of those interest rate fears catch up with Sofi Technologies, we are going to see that play out in the long term to their advantage, because they are going to be able to borrow back more money on loans and things like that once we have that bank charter approval, and we are then going to see a higher side of revenue growth, to my opinion, and that is going to push us, guys, once we do come back into a stronger market, because right now this market is extremely volatile. Just like that, we are going up and down. The market cannot decide what it wants to do whatsoever. But when we do actually come back up over the next 12 months, I do believe that this stock is going to be around that $28 to $30 price range, which is going to give us, guys, that high estimate of around, 100% increase over the next 12 to 24 months. We are certainly going to see a shift. And again, it is about waiting for the catalyst, waiting for that bank charter news to come out. So guys, don't worry if you are someone that has been buying up SoFi and you're not around, $16, $18, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm panicking because I'm now down 20, 25% on my position or even more. It is just about waiting for the long-term projections of these companies to play out. The stock market will always move in waves, just like you can see on the chart. We come up, we come down, but it is about the patient investor, guys, that actually profits in the long term. And if you have those diamond hands where you can hold and you can see opportunity, that you have a lower risk when a stock goes down, once you are holding that stock, there is less affirmation of it going down from here than it is in fact to go up. So that way, over the long term, you are going to get a serious amount of gains in your account. But again, it is just about waiting for the volatile times to settle down. Typically, we usually do see a very euphoric month in January. So again, I am hoping for some good news over the next coming 2 months, which hopefully will then push this stock back up above that 100 and 200 day moving averages, where we can then start to see a little bit more bullish momentum in the short term. So guys, that is what I am talking about SoFi Technologies. I do hold SoFi stock in my portfolio. It is now in my top 5 holdings. I have been building out this position over the last year. I have been buying on several dips that we have been given an opportunity to load the boat on. Right now, I am seeing some extreme value in the markets. So guys, if you are new, then welcome in. My name is Jason. I'm doing my intro at the end of this video. Make sure that you are subscribed down below. I would love to have you on this journey with me, and make sure to turn on that notification bell so you are notified anytime that we make a video. If you did find value at any point, then be sure to press that like button below. It really does help out with the YouTube algorithm, and I want to thank you for your continued support. If you would like access to anything I'm buying, selling, and an amazing community of channel investors, then be sure to check out the link below to the private Patreon, where you'll get access to anything that I am doing on the stock market with my buy and sell alerts. If you are an investor in SoFi Technologies, or you are holding this stock for the short or long term, let me know below in the comments, because I want to hear from you, and I would love to hear your opinions on the SoFi Technologies stock. Guys, have a fantastic day. Make sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel that I have recently linked about Cathie Wood, and how there is a massive market opportunity right now, a huge sector of growth that is actually down in value territory, and how we are going to see potentially a 5x return on our investments over the next decade. So guys, I'll link a video above for you now. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Ciao.